You already know what it is. It's your boy Ayo Rue.
Never held the mic this way. Imagine we did a podcast like this the whole
That'd
time.
be sick if we do a podcast like this. Yeah, I just feel like. Can you imagine somebody doing a performance on this?
Hey, you got to make it work. Low key, I
oh.
was in the lab yesterday.
Oh, okay, all right. And from Keep It a Buck, this is Rue. I'm done. We're done.
sir.
We're canceling it here. Oh my God. Fall is my season. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I like the winter too because I'm a hoodie guy. You know me. I be
Bro, I'm telling you,
drippy
people,
hoodies.
Like, don't get me wrong. I like the summer. Summer's a great season. You get to be outdoors. You get to go swimming. You get to do all that. The water, right? People want to be on the water. Well, I'm sorry. You could have tossed me in like Detroit or Wisconsin or something because they got cold here. I would be a fly fella. I would be a fly fella. I am built for the cold. Not like I don't like the cold as in the feeling, but weather-wise for the fits, oh man, you might as well be playing with fire or playing with danger because I am not the one. Oh my God. All right. Well,
Right here.
ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you back to another episode of
Keep It a Buck or KIB. For the fans. You want to throw little acronyms around.
Keep It a Buck
We
with 3
understand.
A's. It's at this point we're men of many talents, as some would say. Before we start today's episode, I just want to give a lovely shout out to our producer, the lady who does it all behind the camera, our HR bartender, whatever you want to call her. She serves a role.
Literally the PR of opinionated media.
At this point, there's nothing she can't do, but what she can do is cook a phenomenal meal. And upcoming August 22nd is going to be the release of her very own cooking page, Kat's Kitchen. Am I correct? So you guys can definitely go check her out. We're going to tag the links. If you're listening on Spotify, go ahead and check that bio because we'll have all her tags in there. But she just cooked a phenomenal. And I came in Cam got to witness the whole process, the prep and everything, and the in-depth process. I came in on the back. I got spoiled.
You got that tail end.
Bro, it's nice because you don't have to have any expectations.
Yeah.
I love cooking, but a part of it I hate is having to wait to prepare all the food.
Yeah.
So I'm a very tedious. I'm impatient a little bit, Miss Cat. So anytime I have a good meal and I have to wait for it to be cooked, I'm a little impatient, man. So the fact that I got to come in 10 minutes until the food was done for, I'm gonna tell you. She said, "Here, Steve. Here's this homemade salad with the tri-tip."
Bro, and then she the bread was a game changer.
Yo, that's why
Yo.
she was like, "You
I was
want
like,
one?" And I was
what?
like, "I mean, if you're offering, I'll take."
And that bread was a game changer. I was like, bro, they was hitting different. And then she took the bread and
Smeared it with that butter, bro. She was getting active.
different,
She was,
bro.
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 She was getting active, bro. She was
Flowers
getting,
for sure.
Oh my God. So, point being, please go check out her lovely channel again. That August 22nd, that's our release date, correct? August 22nd, you're gonna find some phenomenal content and some watering mouth, a little bit of maybe gazy eyes. Because what she has to bring is, honestly, in my opinion, a lot better than what we have to bring. I'm a food guy, so I'll tell you, go listen to the food, go watch the food, and then come and see us. Or maybe do both simultaneously.
Eat while you watch.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Maybe
know.
try the meal out for yourself, follow her directions, and then throw in that KIAB or that Keep It a Buck.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe watch her video, have us in the background. But
However you consume it.
But the only thing I think they would run into is the issue of the fact that she's not cooking it.
That's
the
facts.
recipes are gonna be fire. Don't get me wrong. But the fact that
That's the execution too. It's a 50-50 slate.
bro, I'm telling you, it's follow the instructions as well as you can, but you're gonna have them boys get behind a grill and maybe burn down half of their apartment. God forbid. God forbid. But you know what I'm saying? We have lethal weapons around here, so we just want to give our shout out to our lovely HR lady. Make sure you go check that out come August 22nd. Cam,
Talk to me.
dog, we got some songs today, fam. We got some songs. First of all, I should say we're now Spotify exclusive. Mm-hmm. So if you're not getting us on any other platform, I apologize. But I think with what we want to do and how we want to present it, this is the best opportunity for us to do that.
Exactly. I think it's a proper execution if it fills our vision of really want this to entail. Since we started it and for now, Spotify is the only platform that gives us that opportunity to execute it properly. So
As
that's
different
what
as
we're
this is gonna
go with.
be, to all the Apple people, hey, I have Apple Music myself, so a part of me feels like a traitor. But Spotify may convince me with this. Maybe Apple and Stitcher and Google Podcasts, you guys one day become relaxed. Maybe so I could put my platform and Opinionated can put y'all's platform. We can all use songs. Everybody can be in one big happy community. So copyright doesn't sit here and try to claim us all. But if you're watching this podcast, then hey, what we'll do is we'll go to a cover art of the song as we typically did in our first episode. Put the cover art, the artist, the year it came out, that kind of deal. But if you're listening to us on Spotify, well, we're gonna play you our first song that has to correlate a little bit with the topic. So, Cam, go ahead and let you
Without
put it
further
on.
ado, we're gonna jump right into that, and we're gonna play "Do for Love," a cover by Snow Allegra, and we're gonna jump right into this. Actually, what's crazy? Disclaimer: this song was, on YouTube first, then was a Spotify exclusive, and then, what I'm saying? Spotify might be the way.
Spotify
you know
definitely
what I'm
might
saying?
be the
It
way.
might be the way.
But dang, bro, that's crazy. Cause bro, we have iPhones. We're like, we're Apple loyalists. But the fact that Spotify is offering, I love both of y'all. I think we can end this in being priests to all streaming platforms. So maybe one day we, be all one big company that everybody can access and put their, if people want to come into our position and, shout out to the boy John, who's putting together the Power Hour, putting together his songs.
Exactly, phenomenal.
Maybe if Spotify can give us a platform and YouTube and Apple, we can just play music and everybody can enjoy it and make their money and all be happy without copyright laws and master ownership and arguments about things that are really ancillary, that maybe we could be in a better position. But without further ado, Cam, send us on.
Let's jump right into this. "Do for Love" by Snow Allegra.
I'm not emotionally ready to talk about this. I think that song made me realize that. I think tonight made me realize that.
A lot of stuff behind the scenes that needed to get,
Let's tune in the viewers. So if you don't realize, we are obviously here at our beautiful studio, owned and operated by the
other
gracious-
in-house studio.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, we got multiple locations. Don't worry about that.
We get it done.
So, obviously we're shooting content tonight for, again, our amazing producers, cooking channel. Go ahead again, Cat's Cooking. Hey. We're shooting content over here for an amazing meal we had. And shout out to Toga Media, Mr. Burt. Was here obviously getting a lot of the B-roll, getting a lot of the footage with Mr. Juice himself. And we just got to catching up. It's been a while since we've seen each other. And as we were talking and catching up, Burt started to really say some things that resonated with me, but not just resonated with me. I mean, I'll be transparent. This is keep it a buck. I started to cry. I for some reason, everything he was saying was everything I needed to hear. And I didn't know it, but sitting on it and reflecting on it and kind of being in that moment, it's those moments that kind of make you truly realize how much, as much self-belief as people like yourself, myself, Miss Cat have in this world, for what we do, for what we offer, for what we bring, a lot of the time you realize obviously there's a reason other people are put on this earth, because you're only human and you can only do so much before you generally do need love and support from others. I mean, think about it in any concept, but that's how artists get big, is because people love and support their music because they believe in them, right? So on our level, right, smaller level, more understandable level, I guess, to the concept of what we're talking about, to have a reminder of the fact that you owe it to others, you owe it to people who believe in you to push and pursue what you have a passion for, what you care for, and the things that you love and who you are as an individual. It just reminded me, it was a real humbling feeling having somebody tell me those things. And you guys always tell me those things, man. You guys always invest and invest and invest. But I don't get to talk to Albert as much. So I think maybe one of the issues is that I got used to hearing it from you guys. Mm-hmm. And not in a bad sense, but in the sense of I didn't take for appreciation what truly it meant and what truly it means and how much that statement holds weight. So to hear somebody who I haven't seen in a while, who I don't really get to talk to as often or as much, still in the same family, still in the same group, but not in communication with us probably as much as I like to be, the fact that after a while, without seeing me and without communicating maybe as well as we should be, those are the things that come out of his mouth, and those are the, that's the love and the affection and the genuineness coming from him, bro. It just it resonated with me, Cam. I don't really know what else to say. That like it hit, bro, and
different.
oh man, and it kind of stuck, bro, in a sense that it made me realize that at least, again, what we're talking about today, to be appreciative, bro, to really put, good efforts, good love, manifesting essentially a reflection of who you strive to be. Although we are content creators and we want to put ourselves on a public platform and, make money off of this, and obviously maybe, have the opportunity to have this become our full-time living. It's also that sense of, why did we create this platform, and why do we do what we do, and why do we pursue our dreams? What's the reasoning behind that? And what is going to keep you going even in times where, you have doubts, reality tries to kick in, and, in my case, the enemy tries to make advances, and, you have thoughts and doubts and things that creep up in your head.
Internal conflict too,
And you know what I'm saying? And for the fact that Bert was in here saying those things and speaking that life, it just, like I said, it took me off my ball game, because I really came in here expecting to say something else. And having that happen right before this podcast in particular, bro, just kind of, I'm not gonna lie, bro, it just whooped my ass straight up. There's no other way to explain it. It humbled me, and it kind of gave me a moment to thank God, because it was something I genuinely needed. And that's kind of a blessing and a miracle. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's one of those things where he kind of overheard, us, and, in the direction we're going with this episode in particular, and probably moving forward, is just, him hearing these instances and him not talking to Steve, communicating with Steve as much as, he's not around as much, and obviously that's family. But what's amazing about it is it was this genuine, real compassion, real care for what Steve's trying to believe in, and then what we're trying to believe in. And that's always something with Steve. It's always never been about his talent, never been about his drive. It's more about that self-internal factor. It could be a lack of self-belief. It could be a lack of, not being completely confident in what he wants to do, wanting to over-perfect things. But
let's not just talk about me.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Let's talk about it, with everybody in a wider sense. It's something that I feel like we as humans naturally struggle with. I'm sure you can relate. Obviously, you've been in positions before where pressure's been on.
Pressure's been on, and you got to deliver. And sometimes you feel like, if it's not to a standard, which it's okay to have a standard, but it's also okay to know that you're going to continue to grow. And that's, that's in anything. That's with content, that's with work, that's with your relationships, your loved ones, which we'll get into here in a little bit. And there's just so much to it. God, faith, your family.
I'm running out of fingers. You got to stop.
So much, it's just important. You have to be able to comprehend things, and you have to be able to kind of reflect on things to really let it take its shape and form, and kind of form you who you are. At the end of the day, you're going to be, appreciated, and the people that are for you will be with you. So
before we, nosedive completely into this, how do you describe this? This crater of a topic. Let's catch folks up, man. How was your week, bro? How was I ain't seen you now in a week, Mr.
Yeah.
You was on your Jasmine type of time, weren't you?
Oh my God, I was on that Jasmine recall. Shout out to Jazzy. I was on, that Jasmine time, and ended up traveling.
Traveling overseas, international. She's probably been in another planet, bro, in the last 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I wish.
I wouldn't be surprised she popped up in Mars, dog.
I ended up going to California. I ended up going to Los Angeles. I like the West Coast a lot. This is my second time going to California this year.
Oh, those pics you were getting off were crazy.
Oh, I had to, bro.
Oh, those pics Cam was getting off them pics. Yeah, come on.
Hey, the thing is, I don't post that much. To be honest, I only post when I do stuff.
Yo, that boy.
I had to get it 3 days in a row, and I had the fit, so I had to come with it.
The clip's finna see this again. I'm finna put these posts in here. That boy Cam was getting off some serious fits. I'm talking about whoop.
I had to come with it, and I was being artsy with it too. It wasn't just the fish, you know what I'm saying? First photo,
boy.
Catalina Island, you know what I'm saying?
That boy had on some white Air Force
Had the
Ones,
Corona,
bro.
had the boats in the background. Second picture, we went to a museum or an art gallery off of Rodeo Drive. Had the Ferrari in the background. You know, that's what I want
Yo.
one day. And then the third day, you know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, funny quick segue story. Me and my brother, he's like, yo, Cam, let's take these photos in this dam. You know, like that dam you seen on GTA or like Midnight Club, like everybody drives through in LA.
Yes.
Like yes, that one. So
Yeah, you're talking about the
yes, it's like a band.
Yes,
Yes, bro. So the whole process,
you're talking about the drainage ditches in California.
Yes, exactly. So the whole process, what was crazy, we were staying in Long Beach. We were about 5-10 minutes away from that, and when we pulled up to this dam, my brother's like, oh yeah, we'll just take these pictures real quick, yada yada yada. But, you know, we don't even really know how to get there, to be honest. We go through, you know, we walk on a trail, go through this little fence, then this steep, just straight rock steep. And Colin, I was like, and I had the white forces on, you know what I'm saying? Didn't want to mess them up too bad. I was like, Colin, we doing the most, bro. Colin's like, we're already committed. Like, we might as well get up this hill and take these photos. I'm like, all right, get up the hill on this concrete walkway trail, right? Then there's this little ramp down where my brother stands.
They made it seem so much easier.
Bro,
Grand Theft
so much
Auto.
easier,
Like all you gotta
bro.
do is just dive off and you can.
Exactly. So much easier. And I go on that little ramp and I stand and Colin's like, bro, I was like, bro, this is steep. Like, if my ass slides down this ramp, I don't know how we're getting back up. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go as far as you. I'm gonna just stay right here and I'm gonna get your flicks off. And my brother was going crazy too. Like, I reposted some of his posts on, you know, on the story.
That young man Conley,
man. You know what I'm saying? But we got some flicks out there. It was a great time. We ended up going to, in general, we went to Catalina Island the first day. Second day, we went to Newport Beach.
Okay.
Third day, we went to, third day we went to the Santa Monica Pier. We did the rides and stuff like that. And then, no, third day we didn't do that. We went to Rodeo, and then fourth day we went to Santa Monica Pier, and then like the last day we ended up going to Malibu. Beautiful. Went up to Pepperdine University, walked around, got some photos and stuff.
Pepperdine University, bro. Okay.
And it was this.
You should have copped some gear while you were there. You might as well have.
My dad told a dude, he was like, hey, I'm gonna take my daughter on a tour just to get through the little security. And he was like, all right, cool, like whatever. And then we were up there at Pepperdine, and campus is beautiful. Like I went to a school like that.
What city is that in?
Malibu, and that's actually where they filmed Zoe 101.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So,
how did you get that bar off, and how do you know that?
you know, I'm a big Zoe 101 person back in the day. You know what I'm saying? A big Logan guy. You know.
You were a Logan guy?
Of course. Had to support Logan.
I was a Chase guy, bro. Come on now, Chase, bro, for real.
Chase was like the character everybody wanted to be cliche, but Logan, you
bro, come on, exactly.
You gotta grow to like.
What? Be
Logan's
cliche?
the rich kid. You know what I'm saying? That you kind of grow to like.
Chase was the better guy.
Chase was better.
Chase was the whole.
I think I might have got confused. To be honest.
He loved Zoe for her. He wasn't too selfish with his intentions just because he was attracted to her. He wanted to see her win regardless of if he was gonna be in her life.
Low key,
like that
that's
or
a
not.
show that I'll need to start again. Low key.
But no, he did not just say Logan. This man said Logan was the.
But all in all, it was a great trip. Had a really good trip with my family. It was cool to kind of get away and decompress, even though I was still out there working because, you know, I just can't stop doing what I love. But it was great. Glad to be back. We actually got an action-packed weekend coming up right now.
Yeah, we do.
By the time y'all be seeing this birthday, it'll be Kat, Jazz, and Jen's, or not Jazz,
Val's.
Kat, Val, and Jen's.
By the time
birthday.
this come out, it'll
That
probably
is
already
Kat.
be a couple weeks past that.
Yeah, that'll have passed. So, you know, there'll be future episodes where we'll fill you guys in on that and kind of how the shenanigans went down of that weekend. But
that weekend, this weekend.
yeah, but I gotta say that for the past tense, you know.
I mean, you can, you can, but it hasn't already. That's weird about recording, bros, because it's gonna be in past tense when people see this.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I'm not even gonna dive. I'm not even gonna dive
you're
down
getting
that rabbit
into the
hole, bro.
Matrix.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about a simulation, and that's beyond my pay grade. So aside from all that, bro, came back home safe. Obviously, back in Texas, ready to get to work, huh?
Mm-hmm. Obviously, ready to get to work. The work don't stop, and those trips are more for me resemblance of what I want this to be. I want to be able to go on trips with everybody that's in, you know, the collective and enjoy it for what it is, but obviously be able to still work on what we're doing and work on our craft and really travel and enjoy life in its fullest.
Yeah, but we definitely got to be on some stuff. We were based out of multiple places. Obviously, you know, the goal is to have a studio open where we can produce multiple, products, content, delivery, right? Everything from Cat's Kitchen, Keep It a Buck, Opinionated Media, Park Cart Talks, obviously Cayman, our favorite artists out there.
Everybody,
Braxton as well. We
Everybody.
want to have a home location here that we can establish ourselves out of. So in due time, that
Soon.
all that will come, and
Soon.
when it's earned, I like to think, bro. But it was a good week, bro. I definitely, like I said, I'm not gonna lie. I've been a lot locked in on my personal growth. Kind of just focusing on, like I said, the podcast, obviously, getting myself together, getting my finances, my physical health, my spiritual health. I see this as a season of growth and something that is going to be a really big investment into myself of where I want to be. Talked last week about ownership in that book, and the more I read it and the more I kind of just spend time in intercession with God, bro, and really focus on the things that matter. I realize that with the time I am allocated and with the people that are surrounding me and love me and put me on a platform to do stuff like this, what I'm realizing is that that's not something to take lightly. And Albert kind of drove that point home tonight. But what I'm realizing is that essentially it's not more or less something that's to be taken advantage of, but something that you have, in a sense, you take advantage of. You don't take it for granted, but you take it for advantage because not everybody is blessed with the simple opportunity to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's a lot of people that have aspirations of running a podcast or even being a content creator, but do they have the cameras, the lights, the mics, the computer? You know what I'm saying, bro? So, well, what we've been given and what we've earned, it's definitely an opportunity to take advantage of this moment and what we're doing right now, but at the same sense, everything we've been given in this life. So, correlating with everything that we've talked about is today's topic, right?
Today's topic is going to be the word love. And love can mean a lot of things. It can
I'm
mean,
about to say, don't let us get on here and think we're talking about no Trey songs,
like, we
making
ain't
love
just going to be
faces.
just like,
what
we
I'm
don't
saying?
be on the lovey-dovey. It's important.
If I play Marvin's Room for 5 seconds, mind your business. We're going to get that off at some point. But the point is, at least for this, love has many faces and many...
Exactly.
Man, I feel like it's just a crater of a topic to talk about because love encompasses so much stuff. Like, so much, bro. I didn't think I was going to be certified loveroo until around our February releases, but apparently I've been called to the plate. And you see the hat, you know what I'm saying? We got the heart, we got the spread love. Shout out
boys,
my
make sure y'all
guys,
go
but
cop some merch,
absolutely, you know what I'm saying? But man, I think, like I said, in the concept of kind of, who they are and what their brand represents and just what I believe, bro, I think if you had to simplify love with maybe a quick and easy explanation without getting too much into the logistics of it, how would you describe it in a most general and basic sense?
Love is when you meet someone or have a connection with someone or, a group of people that is unmatched. You go into the situation and you just automatically know what it is. Nothing really needs to be said. There's genuine companionship on both ends, and you honestly feel like it's a synergy. Like, you're, for the most part, you're synergetic to someone. So you say you love somebody, or you say you love this person, like, for the real definition, that's what it should be. Obviously, it's used in multiple ways, which we'll get into in a little bit. But to me, that's what, like, loving someone or being in love is. I feel like being in love and loving someone is obviously two completely different things.
It is. Do you think they can correlate with each other, though?
I think they can correlate with each other in a sense where you can have some synergy with someone. You can love someone. I mean, there's people All right. You got
Cam, hey, Cam, that's your call to action, dog.
That was a little, you know what I'm saying? It is Friday night, so
I'm about to say, why you not hitting the scene?
Nah. I mean, I do got the dunks on. No, I'm kidding.
So you got the exhaust on the Mustang, bro. All you gotta do.
But realistically, like, man, it could mean. I mean, like I said, you can love someone. There's going to be people we all love. No matter if we're in a relationship or things like that, you're going to always have love for someone in your past that defines you in a way. And they could have defined you in a great way, or they could have defined you in a terrible way. But that still molded and shaped you to the person you are now.
And that's why you have love for them. Even if it's not a love that's active or maybe kind of, it's for me, it's like a respecting, right? I have love for you because of the impact you had in my life and what you did for me. And time goes on, for sure. I'm not going to sit here and make you... not necessarily the focus or whatever, because again, you're talking about where if it's something from like you said, your past. It's something that you're grateful for. You have love for somebody because of maybe what they taught you, the greatness they've instilled in you, maybe what you learned from that experience. But it's not something that you naturally reflect on or currently with. As you said, it's not an in love type of manner, or even again, it doesn't even have to be relationally in that aspect. It can be in the aspect of people that you've encountered, people that you've, maybe you've had really good relationships with at a point in time, and maybe you guys have faded away, or whatever the circumstances aspect may be. But I feel like naturally, bro, as humans, kind of in the entire span of life and who we are, we are a speck, a complete dot on a what seems to be, at least to our comprehension and understanding, an infinite amount of time. Because you think, bro, our lifespans are 80 to 100 years, relatively speaking, and you think about how long we've been here as a universe, bro, as as a planet with other humans. We are a speck, a literal speck on the entire picture of things. And so, to that point, why wouldn't you be grateful or have love, even if somebody hurt you or did something to you, or whatever the emotion or the feeling at that moment? Why not have love for those individuals, at least for what they taught you? Cool. Maybe you did do something wrong. Maybe you did something amazing. Maybe you did something right, or maybe you did something bad. Maybe you had a phenomenal impact, or maybe your impact was as small as an ant. But the love and respect I have for you is a matter of cordiality, in terms of you gave me something that I wouldn't have been able to get on my own. And for that, I do have a respect for you. There's a lot of lessons that I've been taught good, and a lot of lessons I've been taught bad. But I have love for the manner and how they were taught, because I would have never known if it wasn't for those instances. And that could be a blow to your ego. That could be a blow to your pride. That could be a blow to your personality. We're human, right? But that's in a sense, bro, that's love. Because, it's like I said, bro, it's a bigger picture. Love itself is such a broad and massive freaking topic. You talk about it because it has so many different aspects of it, so many different facilitations of it, so many different faces that, it encompasses, fam, a lot of different things, Juice. So it's hard to say what aspect, I feel like you focus on or you correlate with the most. So, I mean, what do you, like, to your point, you talk about love from your aspect. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. What's the, I don't want to say necessarily what love means to you, but in a sense, what's your belief in it? What's your connotation of it? Kind of, what is your, trying to talk to somebody that doesn't understand it, maybe, or maybe doesn't have the same perspective as you. What's your best way of translating it to them? I know I said it first, what's your simple explanation of what it is? But, to describe that feeling of what you've experienced to somebody who may have a different perspective or a different feeling about it, what's your easiest way of correlation and understanding? If you were trying to learn it from you, or if you were trying to break it down to yourself.
Just it in general, love in general?
Sure. We'll start there.
Man, so much to unpack, really. I mean, it just kind of depends, right? You could love someone just based off of so many experiences. You could break it down to a level of upbringing, where you came from, if you weren't particularly felt that love from your parents or whoever your guardian was. So you love easily, or you don't love at all.
You love as a reflection of how you were loved.
Exactly.
For sure.
So there's instances like that, or there's people who, we see it all the time. Not to judge anyone, but I see people who are just constantly dating, in and out relationships, we're in serious relationships, get out of them, immediately date someone, love them, always with them.
Do you think that they're trying to find their connotation and understanding of love, or do you think that they're reflecting what they believe love to be at that point?
I think these are people who kind of just look for any instance to be loved. I think they're really not taking the time to love themselves, which is the most important thing.
So you think it derives from that point of self first before it can extend outward, or do you think
yes? Because at the end of the day, you have to love yourself. You have to wake up in the mirror. You have to wake up every day, go to the mirror, and look at yourself in the most pure form, which is fresh out the bed, crusty face. You know what I'm saying? Just look at yourself.
That's not even bad, though, because I'm not going to lie to you. In that sense,
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. I'll be waking up and looking phenomenal sometimes. I can't really correlate with that one. But I mean, in a in an understandable sense. You have to be able to love yourself at some of the lowest points that you experience, whether that's financial stress, relational stress, stress from obviously a job or your day to day encounters with people. It's like it's a complicated thing because you have to love yourself through it. But to your point, I feel like you talk about like a hierarchy of love. Everything that's in it all starts with, to your point, maybe self.
Yeah, I think it all starts with self, and you just have to love yourself genuinely. From I'm talking about you're competent in your own skin, and you love what you do daily. And obviously, there's gonna be ups and downs, ebb and flows. But if you can't love yourself, then how are you gonna love someone properly?
Absolutely. Cam, tell me what's the hard thing about love, bro?
Hard thing about love is, I mean, we've all probably experienced it, right? Hard thing about love is loving someone, either later or during or whatever. It could be, relationship wise, or it could be a friend. And then, losing that friend or relationship or partner and having that love for them and having so much love for them that they don't feel that way about you or appreciate you in that manner. But your heart is so full and you can't help yourself that that's how you truly feel about that person or that situation. And the hard thing about love is it's not always going to be reciprocated in its full capacity, and that's one of the hardest things to fathom, on every aspect, every end.
I'm sorry right now because that's a freaking bar. Like that's something that I feel like as people we naturally deal with. I'll take it a step further, bro. A crazy thing about love is it's a very fluid thing, and I feel like very stereotypical. If you want to go to, we'll start with the relationships, romantically. You can absolutely love somebody, but be in a wrong season of your life, and it reflects poorly. Because although you may have had the best intentions and you truly had love for this person, your actions just didn't stay consistent with that concept. Maybe it was your true lack of understanding of what love meant for that person, or what love was, or what it was supposed to be, or how you were supposed to act. But the thing that you take away from that is that it it hurts, because ultimately at the end of the day what you're dealing with is the back end of maybe coming to a realization that you did love that person, you made a mistake, and to your point it won't ever be reciprocated, and you'll always love them in that sense. Or maybe it's the point of you appreciate them, like I said earlier, for what they did and who they were and what they brought to your life. And even if that's not in a constant in this moment sense, you're still grateful because what it taught you and what you were able to learn from it and grow is something that is irreplaceable, at least to me. Because what I've learned from a lot of these things I've encountered is that moments aren't to be taken for granted, and everything, if you truly love and care for it, regardless of what context that the love is for it, is that it's meant to be taken 110% seriously. And absolutely, absolutely. And I mentioned this a bit on the adversity episode, bro. From my previous relationships, it's an investment, and it's a hefty investment because you're actively, and when I say actively, bro, I mean it is active that you are investing yourself into somebody else in a relationship. I've gotten to a point now where I feel like with everything we have going on, with my personal life, with everything compassing, my faith, my health, the podcast, and growing as a young man, that my mind couldn't really focus on another individual, in the sense that if it didn't correlate, not if it's convenient for me, but if it didn't correlate and align with the values of myself trying to become a better person, I don't think that love would be right and genuine for myself, bro. I think it would be something that I would force if I didn't take the time to really kind of go through a vetting process of, does this align with my values? Does this align with me wanting to go to church every Sunday and go to my small group on Monday, working out 4 to 5 days a week, spending time not just with my friends, but investing into something that I truly believe in and want to put out there in terms of a product. Are they invested in me reading and staying committed? Bro, in the same sense for me, am I going to be doing the same thing for them? Because that's just as important if I'm not reciprocating that same energy. So that's kind of the thing, at least from a relational standpoint, is that if I'm not in that place, which at this time and point I feel like I'm not, it's hard to genuinely give, because that is an investment, and that's a conscious investment, and that's a reciprocative investment. But now you go to a sense to where you're talking about friends, bro, and I mean the love you have for people, is
Man.
it means mountains, bro. It
Man.
means
It's hard to comprehend sometimes. Like,
that's
like it's one of those things where I just, I really genuinely, and just like the things we do, it's more of, it's something it's just how I am, heart's full, and give everyone, you know, that kind of love that they deserve. Truly,
everyone deserves
deserves
love,
it.
believe it or not. I mean, it's
And
tough
It's a hard thing.
because unfortunately, there's a lot of terrible people in this world.
Absolutely.
But I really derive and wonder
even them.
why, they didn't start off like that, I don't think.
Exactly. And everything's a cause and effect, Like, not everyone, just because someone is a bad person doesn't mean they shouldn't be loved, Like, those people need help in their own way.
Maybe they didn't get the comprehension of love that you did at that point in time.
Exactly.
And that's the key difference.
And sometimes it sucks because, have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you have to, like you're loving someone, you like have to love on them and like give them that energy
Yeah.
to like when they're like not giving it back and they're like essentially a bad person, but your heart is so full, you want to do the right thing, the charismatic thing to give that person some purpose and, self-belief in your life. I think that's another hard aspect of love too, because a lot of us have done that,
Of course.
in so many ways.
And it's, that now goes to the concept of, loving yourself, because that's where I really feel like, as a kid, maybe it's a difference, because as you go through life, as a child, your concept of love to me is what you're taught and who you're surrounded by it with. Oh, excuse me. Some people, they learn the concept of love from their parents because their parents maybe have a loving marriage. They've been raised in a good home. They see it all around them between the relationship with their siblings and more or less how, they were raised. Everybody is valued, everybody's respected, everybody's appreciated, everybody is truly loved and respected for who they are. In other aspects, you have people who don't have any parents. Maybe they have a guardian. Maybe they stay in a foster home. Maybe, they're and they don't really have a true understanding, maybe other from the small acts of kindnesses that people do. So people have to grow up and then they have to learn that. Maybe people grow up in broken homes where parents stay together, but they go through obviously everything that you can in the book. It's so many different variables, but I think those are so crucial because as you get older, you start to understand a lot as to why you comprehend love the way you do in any sense. Why maybe you look at things the way you do because of how you learned and how you were taught. But I think the biggest thing within that is once you identify those factors and those key points, is that you're going to realize that if you're able to understand that, you're able to actively change it. But maybe because people are complacent because that's all they've ever known what love to be, or they don't want to get out of their comfort zone of understanding what love truly is, they stay complacent in their understanding of this is how I was loved and this is how I was shown love, so now I'm going to reciprocate that. And that's the issue, is because people aren't willing to break the boundaries, whether it be an uncomfortable thing, they just don't want to go over that hump, or whether it's something that, they're not willing to work for to understand. They pass on this negative generational cycle of illegitimate love. And the sad thing about it is that it gets passed on one from another. And as humans, we're bound to make mistakes, right? It's something that naturally happens. And we end up becoming stuck within that comprehension of that's what love is. So it's, excuse my language, it's fucked up because we get stuck in this cycle of love, not knowing that, again, love is patient, love is kind, it's understanding, it's caring. But because not a lot of us have that natural understanding of that, bro, we get stuck in the mix of this is what love was taught to me. This is how I understood and reciprocated love from when I was taught, and now as I'm older, so that's what I'm gonna stick with. So it's, it's hard because when you unlearn those nasty values that was maybe shown to or understood as love, and you have to unlearn those, bro, it could be a sticky situation, regardless if it came from family, if it comes from friends, if it comes from relationships, if it comes from whatever it may be. The issue is going to be how are you going to unlearn those negative values and have enough love in your heart to let those things go, to be able to move forward, to have a better comprehension. And like I said, bro, to what Bert said, it's how you move forward with it, and it's how you take it, and it's how you put it back into the world. I don't want to say tragedy naturally, but mistakes and a lot of hurt is bound to come with what love is and what love represents. You play with love, you're willing to put yourself at risk to be hurt. I heard a quote one time, bro, and this shit is phenomenal. Actually, I love this. It says, "Love is giving somebody the vulnerability to hurt you, with things that are of you, kind of your nature of who you are. So for example, if, let's say you've been dealing with some inner battles, you've been dealing with some things, regardless if it's your friend, your parent, your girlfriend, whoever it may be, and or vice versa, if you're a woman and you have a boyfriend or whatever it may be, and those people throw things in your face that maybe hey, you're a young up and coming content creator, right? You have a media company and, you work hard and do a lot of these things. Let's say somebody like, we'll say, I'll just use a name here, and by all means, I'm only using the name to emphasize the effectiveness of how much it would hurt. Somebody like CJ or Zach turned around one day and was like, yeah, that's why your podcast sucks and you'll never be good or anything. It's not what they said that hurts. Because I'm sure you people have doubters. That's a normal thing, right? It's the context of who they were.
Exactly.
And how they are. And why it would hurt you in the manner you did. If your parents said, Cam, this podcast stuff is not really working for you, this media company is kind of lame, it would reflect because you're like, yo, are y'all serious? Like, what do you...
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
I put work in this. I put effort and time, and I've done things. I'm not just lazy. I'm proactive with this. You guys are telling me that...
A lot of stuff that's not seen, too,
You guys are telling me it's slang? Mm-hmm. Like, where's that even coming from? And that's something that, you know what I'm saying? That's love, because you're giving these people the full transparency of who you are as a person, your thoughts, maybe your understanding. You're full 100% who you are. There's no filter. Because with some people who you love, there's no filter. They see raw, they see live, they see emotion, and they see a lot of things you're struggling to deal with. So for those people to be able to have that and possibly use that as ammunition and throw back in your face to make you feel worse about yourself or bad or talk crap, that's, you know what I'm saying? And then to be able to overcome that, that's love.
Yeah, love it, man.
Because it's a very vulnerable, and it's such a vulnerable thing.
Yeah.
It's one of the only things to me, no matter what capacity you're looking at it. Again, regardless if you're in a relationship, your friends, and I mean, again, regardless of a relationship, if it's a friendship with somebody, if it's a relationship, if it's family, if it's something you love to do, whatever it is, you're opening up your heart for a chance to possibly get spun the block on multiple times. And that speaks more to you because you're allowing a chance for that. But at the same time, it also brings those opportunities for testing to see how much you truly and honestly love. So, I don't know, bro. It's tough because when you think about it, how do you even incapacitate that? How do you even enclose that into something that's, without going on a fucking word spew, how do you even begin to incapacitate that and say, this is what it is and this is what it isn't? It doesn't have a clear-cut definition. It's like I said, it's a very fluid thing.
Yeah.
It's relationship to relationship, because I've let some people in my life, because I love them, do a lot more things than I've let others get away with. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because you have love for them and because you respect them. Why are you letting them do that to you? Why are you letting them... Bro, I'm sorry. I love them. And that's the craziest thing, bro.
You just can't help it. It's something you feel like... You kind of numb to what anyone says that's not in that situation, because you're kind of focused on, you're so emotion driven. You're almost like, it's like a dopamine. You're like,
and it's crazy because you start giving excuses for, again,
for sure,
for your friends, maybe for people who you think are your friends, or people who you think respect you and love you, or whatever the case may be, bro. Again, family. It doesn't matter what the context is you start allowing. Because you love them, you start allowing stuff to go on, and then you start thinking about it like, well, if they love me, would they have really said it like that? Or would they have really done that? Would they have not worked for a way? We're all human. We're going to make mistakes. So as much as you can say, hey, they just made a mistake and that's okay, that happens, which is true. In the same sense, if they had an understanding of that, are you going to I'll backtrack. You have to understand maybe how they were taught love and introduced to something like that. And number two, now that we're grown and they have a choice, why would they choose maybe to do something like that? Now, if they have a lack of understanding because of their situation and what they've been through, you can be patient and you can work. Obviously you can love, but at the same time, how much are you going to tolerate before you start discrediting what their love really means and what it is?
Yeah.
So it's a slippery slope, bro. It's something that I don't want to sit here and naturally reek on. And don't let me, you know what? I'll say this because I don't want this podcast to be all kind of humdrum and love is such a because it's not. Love is a very beautiful thing.
Love is a beautiful thing.
All right, bro. We're not gonna get you active.
No, not right now. Maybe someday in the future, but not now.
Love is truly, I feel like a lot of people, you know, as we just talked about it, we discussed how dangerous and how capable it can be. Love is a very beautiful thing. Love is a very powerful thing. Love is a thing that can bring people together from different backgrounds, different races, different ideologies, different pasts. Love is a thing that can truly manifest and change and bring a much valued impact to what it does. Good, genuine love, honest love will help people grow. It'll help people learn. It'll help people understand. It'll help people overcome. But that's going to be all on them. People have to understand, again, love is patient. People are going to make mistakes. You have to be understanding of that, right? Not saying you should love them to the point where you start getting disrespected, but you can also love them and help them understand past that. If they're ignorant, then teach them. Ignorance is bliss, yes, but to a point to where, you know, you can help them understand and become a better person. Past that, you know, you can only do so much for somebody. So if you love them and you help them out and they overcome that, look at what you did for somebody. Like Albert said, whose person's dream is, whose person's dream are you letting down because you're not pursuing your own? In that sense, who are you letting down because you're not allowing yourself to be loved in the right way through you? Number one, you're not setting the standard for yourself. So when people look at you, they're not like, damn, that person has a lot of self-love for himself. I know I'm not going to be able to slip anything through them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be able to play them for a dummy or look at them like they're a fool because they already have a lot of self-love for themselves. So maybe they have a good understanding of what that is. And in the same sense, you know, that's what love does. Because when you have self-love, oh man, and it's truly love and it's genuine and it's good, you empower yourself. You empower others around you. You become a leader because you genuinely understand at the end of the day, regardless of ego, regardless of circumstance, regardless of obstacles and adversity, that we're all, again, specks on this infinite spectrum of life. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. I'm not guaranteed a second. I'm not guaranteed a minute. But the fact that it's given to me shows that there's something bigger than myself. And I think love has a genuine part to play in that. I don't know if there's a reason I wake up any other day, maybe than to show that. To really, maybe that's my purpose on this earth, is to show others that, you know, there is genuine love in people. Meet somebody random and show them that. Maybe give them an inspiration for their day and watch that domino effect take place. And that's what love can do. The littlest bit of love can leave such a domino effect of basically of a catastrophe that, you know, catastrophe may be a bad word to use, but it leaves such an impact, bro, that, again, one little thing, one little instance of love, one little proper execution can change so many things. And that's what I like about it the most, fam, is that, you know, as much of a lethal weapon as it can be, is just as much of a tool, of a prosperous, of a positive, of a helpful, of an understanding, of a compassionate, of a kind tool that it can be.
That's it. Man, you killed that, bruh. Like, for the most part, like, there's so many bars in there. You know, there's so many instances. Some stuff hit deeper, too, like, especially recently. So
I feel like as we get older, we're going to continue to learn. I could look back at this at 56 and have gone through so many instances with love that I'm like, dang, I was just only experiencing. And I generally do think, bro, at this point, I've only experienced a fraction of the love that's to come in my life. But I'm only able to, I'm not going to lie, I'm only able to give love because of how much I have been loved, how much people have taken care of me, and no matter what's gone on, how much people have shown love. That's from you, Miss Cat, to our friends, to my family, to my God, to everybody who's believed in me and given me the time of day and pushed for me in any aspect, in any manner. I have nothing less to be grateful for than that. And that's what, no matter what happens, I'm always going to be at peace with, bro, because people gone out of their way to do that. And, you know, you give with a joyful heart, what will be returned is tenfold more than you ever gave. And love, I think, is the precedent for that. You give love and you see what happens when you start acting in love and not ego and not anything else, fam. And that's all she wrote.
that's all she wrote. And I think you body that essentially. Closing statements on love. What are some things you feel like you need to work on to love yourself? And I'll give you some of mine, and we can jump into, the following stuff on the list.
What can I do to love myself better? Appreciate myself for who I am, but never be willing to settle for where I'm at. Keeping myself accountable, keeping myself honest, reminding myself of where I came from and what I have left to do with my time here. And genuinely just being appreciative of everything, bro, big or small. And it starts with myself, how I view myself, how I take myself important, how I treat myself. So the accountability factor, the intentional, why do I love myself? What do I respect about myself? What am I doing to increase that? And not in a cocky way, not in a flashy way, but in a way that's like, that I truly appreciate who I am as a human. So I hate to get all sentimental and deep and whatnot, but I mean, generally, bro, I think that's really the better way to grow myself in my own love is to be accountable to myself and my actions and walk, not just talk the talk and say all this nice stuff and then go out there and do something dirty to somebody or people, but to genuinely align myself within my value and make sure my actions align with that mindset and mentality. What about you, though?
Man, for me, to continue to work on things to love myself, just don't get too high or low, Definitely understand that I feel like I have a genuine gift of impacting people and, embrace it for what it is and not get too, because it's one of those things where I know I have an impact on people and I don't ask for the recognition or things like that and I don't want it, but like,
You don't need it.
it's one of those things where it's like sometimes it hits, when it's like you feel like it's kind of overlooked in some ways, and you just wish you're just like, dang, I'm doing this for a reason. Like it's not more of just, it's like my purpose, So kind of just understanding that.
So I'm saying the validation feels nice, but do you
I got to
need
do it with like I got to understand like if there is validation, it will come. It's not needed, and just continuing to.
It's not because you didn't have it before you were doing what you were doing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And it won't change. Excuse me, damn.
It's that,
It's that beer.
Michelob, dog.
It
You
won't
drinking
change
that,
anything.
Drinking that disgusting.
That's to keep you slim though. But changing, just not changing who I am, my impact, what I want to do, and my indictments. I really think
The things that keep Cam
the things that
honest.
keeps me is why I've always had like that genuine, well-being. People, it's a crazy. I always go back to this, but this recent year when I turned 25, bro, I had so many reposts for my birthday. Like people's birthdays are all the time. You see maybe like 3 to 5 max.
People's birthdays are all the time.
No, like
That's a sick part
not
of
even
it.
trying to like be on my like high horse, but it was just
People's
like
birthdays are all the time.
bro, like I got reposted by everybody. It was crazy to me. I had like my story was like, when you like watch a celeb story, it's just like hella small.
Yeah.
That's how mine was because I was just, so many people were sharing me and like telling me happy birthday and posting photos.
You felt the love,
and I was like, damn, bro, like that was crazy to me because I was like, damn, bro, like this many people really like care about me to share that.
Absolutely.
So it's like it's always when my birthday hits that the text, the tweets, like the love is so felt and it's amazing. But yeah, with that being said, I think we're gonna jump into another song. Because we gotta always keep the music going. That's a major key component of the Keep It a Buck podcast.
And if you don't know what we're doing for today's closing song, I actually talked about this album, funny enough, because you put me on. So I'll shout out the boy. Back, still in my AO Rue days, obviously, but when I dropped my top 10 albums of 2021 you should be listening to, I was introduced to a little album by the name of Soulfly. The deluxe really caught my attention, but one song in particular has been on repeat in my mind a lot, and me and Cam were talking about it recently, just because, I don't know, man. It's definitely a good song. You could say this kind of reflects self-love, because if you have this mentality, it definitely holds connotation over how you feel about yourself. Waking up, I think this applies. Going to bed, this already applies. Having that roof over your head, this applies.
Bro,
Having
this
a good
song is
job,
different,
yeah.
bro. I remember, shout out to the boy Hollywood Magical. He had posted his video of him when he first blew up, you know, doing his hoop dreams and stuff.
And
like that.
he did have
And
this song.
Yes,
He did have. Okay, I remember that
And
video.
I was like, damn.
I did.
this song,
Okay,
like,
okay.
This is making me. It was like making me emotional, bro. I was like,
Bro, I'm telling you.
I was like, this is crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
So without further ado, I would like to present everybody to Rod Wave, Already Won, featuring Little Durk off the 2021 album Soulfly. Well, I'll say it like this, Cam. That's still horrible. I'm never gonna make my own drink again. Cat's, I told you, Cat's the official everything around here because she gave me the keys to the boat and I crashed it. So sorry, Cat. Well, not much being left to say, man. I think again today's topic was one of very, very big vulnerable in the building, bro. You know what I'm saying? Big opportunity to really open up for a second and let us express ourselves kind of in that. Obviously, you know, it's a platform for us to be honest and keep it a buck. But aside from that, bro, I like the vulnerability and the transparency. Again, it was weird, man. That conversation before the podcast with Albert, like really struck a chord with me, and it just reminded me to be grateful, and it reminded me to spread love, and it reminded me to keep true to, you know, the nature of what I was put on this earth to do, bro. And it's bigger than me, and I think that's what drives my love, is that it's bigger than me. It's hard to have hate or something in my heart because it's an emotion, bro, and it's temporary. And I know in a week, in a month, in a couple years, bro, it's never going to be the same. I'm not going to be in the same position I am in that moment. So as much as something may hurt or sting or maybe have a connotation with love, I know that instance shouldn't affect how I'm reciprocative and how I give out the love in general, bro. So, I mean, my heart's fulfilled, bro. From that conversation, from this podcast, bro. I'm very grateful, and I have a lot of love for the people in my life. I have a lot of love for this moment. I have a lot of love for the fact that like I said, bro, I'm just here right now, and I can't really be more grateful to that or to anything else. So, I mean, that's all I got, man. I appreciate you for jumping on for obviously another,
of course,
episode.
I love doing these. This is, you know, one of the. I mean, listening back to these podcasts when we drop them now, it's always kind of the, you know, the way especially in the last year. And then getting Braxton on and talking about finding your line and like all the stuff on his opinionate off topic, just everything that entails in life. It's good to have real, genuine conversations on specific words, and the way we're doing it, man, is beautiful. And hearing like everyone's feedback, especially in the group, because they don't really know or see this firsthand. So when they hear it, it's very surprising for them, and it's something that they're like, damn, like they're getting something from it, and that's what's the most important thing. Like, knowing that we're impacting someone's life, you know, positively, and giving them our experience on anything. This is the most beautiful thing, and we really hope it continues to evolve into something beautiful. For people who have supported us so far, thank you.
From the bottom of our heart, that's love, because obviously...
Boys almost at 100 subs. That's
crazy. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it without y'all. Like I said, the fact that 100 people care about what I'm posting on YouTube is pretty radical. I mean, you know, it's a humbling feeling, bro, because like I said, I had a lot of self-doubt. And it's funny, as much love as I have to give, you know, like I said, to your point off the question, the amount I give myself often. And again, bro, it all starts with me, and that even if I have love to give to others, bro, it also matters the love I give to myself. And that's not in a cocky manner, that's not in a vigorous manner, bro, but it's just in a matter of respect and responsibility I have, bro. I have a lot of love for myself because of what I'm able to do and who I am and what I'm able to give. And I don't mean that in a selfish manner, bro. I just mean that in the matter of, if I have the opportunity because it was given to me, I'm gonna turn around and do the same for others. That's in a lot of different ways. So, all that being said, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Keep It a Buck. Obviously, you know what it is. It's your boy Rue with that boy Juice.
Yeah.
Catch you on the next episode, man. Peace, love, and prosperity all around. Yeah, dig.
Yes, sir.